Yo, what's up guys? Corey Sandman Sandhagen here. Welcome to another week of breakdowns. Today, this fight was amazing to me. I thought Cannonier fought super well. Imavov, did I get that right? Imavov fought super awesome, made like really correct reads, has a really cool style, which we're gonna talk about a little bit here. Cannonier did some super simple, really awesome things that were like super awesome. Obviously made one mistake, and at that weight, that's kind of all that it takes. Let's get into all of the things that happened in the fight. Make sure that you guys are checking out Strandlife Wealth Management. Link is in the bio. Like, subscribe, comment. Peace. Let's get into the video. Let's first, guys, before I bring Elias in, let's first discuss Nassoudine's style in the striking, because I do think it is like a really, really pretty one. Like, it's one that definitely aesthetically looks like really clean. It looks really powerful when he goes. Defensively, it looks really sound. So real quick, let's just touch on a couple of the things that we could highlight on Nassoudine's part before we jump into all of the really awesome things that Cannonier did, and then of course the knockout. But Nassoudine's style is this really long guarded, light on the feet type of stance, okay? It looks good. It makes you athletic the way that you're able to move, okay? It makes it so that you have a lot of access to your lead hand, and it makes it so that you're going from this bouncy guy to this rooted, powerful guy really quickly, okay? It's kind of a little bit of the same style as kind of a lot of the Russian guys are doing. This like long guard, boom, moving here, short chops out, short chops back in, and it looks really awesome, okay? The problem with a little bit of the way that Nassourdine was doing it, and I've run into this issue too, kind of, is when you're here like this and someone goes to attack and you get long to protect yourself from overhands and kind of shots that are coming round, because collapsing into your closed guard might not be available if someone closes that space really quickly. So when they go to close that space, you start to protect yourself with your shoulder instead of your hand like this. What that does is it makes it super, super hard to counter, okay? When you have one arm out like this, it does not feel natural to throw punches like this, okay? It doesn't feel natural to try to throw punches like this. You could do it, but it's, like I said, not very natural. When people attack this longer guard and you have to back out like this and use your shoulder to protect yourself, you're essentially taking almost this entire arm off of the table of being able to counter, and that can sometimes be a really big deal. And I think that in this fight it was, because Cannonier was definitely taking advantage of not having to worry about being countered on when he would rush Nassourdine when he's like this, okay? That being said, in order to have this style of guard, you need to use this a lot to poke. Nassourdine, you could definitely tell, has a style that he wants like clean shots. Even the shot that he finished Cannonier with, he wants a really clean shot. He likes really clean combinations. When he throws things, he likes to do them technically really tightly, and that's all good and fine. But if you are going to use this, like, you have to kind of use things to make people make mistakes too. You have to jab, poke at them, use your lead leg, your rear leg. Use this long guard to poke at people, and don't be super concerned about landing every single punch, okay? Just make it so that you're keeping distance, you're keeping something in their face, because if you don't do that, it makes it really easy for guys to rush in on you, and then you have to collapse into this guard where you really don't have that many counters, and that's obviously no bueno, okay? Elias, can I use you now? So let's talk about a couple of the things that Cannonier I thought did super, super awesome. One of which was getting out of this choke. Cannonier was on his back, came up on a single, and Nassourdine locked up kind of an anaconda. So you could do it on this side. Locked up an anaconda like this, okay? Cannonier did a really good job of just rolling the elbow out and rolling his head out. This is a super awesome idea, and it's really, really simple to do. So it's something to take note of when you guys are, like if you guys are fighters or training or whatever. It's very hard to do, well, not super hard to do on the ground, but it's a lot easier to do when we're standing, because guys, especially when they don't have it super locked up, chest big and arms like tucked, when I'm like in the middle of this can be a really easy thing for me to just roll my head here, and once I'm here, I'm pretty much good, okay? If Elias has this way more locked up, you can lock it pretty tight. Even here, like if I can make this space on the inside, it's really hard for this person to stop, okay? That's why they work a lot better, obviously, when you're on the ground, is because when we are on the ground, he can bite a little bit tighter and make it so that there's so much less space here, like what he's doing with his hips now. If he moves his hips away here like this, very easy. If his hips are close, like I really don't get to roll my head back in like this. So that was a really awesome read on Cannonier's part, okay? The other thing that I wanted to talk about that Cannonier did really awesome that I think that you guys should learn from is when he had an underhook against the cage. Nassourdine had a whizzer, he reconnected back to him, okay? If I have a good underhook and someone has a good whizzer, we are attached to each other. It makes it so that if I move, we move, okay? If he moves, I move, all right? So Cannonier did a super simple, and this is why I really like Cannonier's style, is because it, like everything that he was doing was super simple, very low risk, crystal power stuff, and that's why I like it, because he was taking shots at things that are super low risk and getting a decent amount of them. But when he was in close like this, he just went for the super simplest like Muay Thai bump sweep, where he just puts his leg behind this. He uses this attachment and this attachment to just be like, okay, I can trip you over here if you're gonna be this connected to me, so let's do that. Boom, bumps him, they hit the mat, and it was a really awesome takedown. And if I'm the guy doing this and I don't get this, catch your weight, nothing really changes. I can maybe throw a knee or take advantage of him being off balance, but nothing really changes for me if I don't get that shot, okay? So super smart of Cannonier to do simple things like just roll that elbow out to get out of the choke. When we connect, just tiny little Muay Thai bump, if that's what you want to call it. I don't really know which martial arts actually came up with that. My guess is cavemen came up with that shit a really long time ago. When you're like this, just like bump them over, pretty simple. But really good stuff, okay? The way that Cannonier got knocked out is he just straight up just threw a really unprotected jab. When he threw his jab, I'll be Cannonier. Let's go lefty so that the camera can see. When he throws his jab, he throws it very much like this, okay? If you're gonna throw a super committed jab against someone that's in a really good stance and they're powerful and they're strong as fuck and they hit hard, throw your jab in a way where if they go over, they're at least hitting the top of your head or like here or something, instead of getting smoked like this over top. So it was a really easy thing. Can we switch? You'll be Cannonier. It was a really easy thing for Nassourdine. Cannonier throws a jab, boom. It's really a lot like this. He goes on the inside, boom, smokes him with a really like tight, clean right hand. I'm sure he's watched that about 1,000 times this morning. But when he throws, boom, just catches him with a really simple overhand. But it was because Cannonier really committed on this jab, didn't protect himself high like this. And you hate to see it because we love Cannonier up in here. But that's the breakdown, guys. Huh?
What do you think of the stoppage? Good stoppage?
Thought it was a fine stoppage. Yeah, he was pretty out. I thought it was fine. Like, subscribe, comment, peace. I love you guys. Bye.